when you see all of these celebrities who they say their father was never in their life, or either you see these people who are now basketball stars making millions of dollars. Here comes the no account father, no account mother who wants to say, that's my baby. I've always been there for them. And the child wouldn't even be able to pick them out of a lineup.
All right, y'all. This one gets tense fast. Jaylen Collins was on an 8-year probation for deadly conduct and drug possession, but now he's back in court for violating the terms. He says he missed meetings because he was homeless and robbed, but Judge Boyd isn't having it. She calls out the excuses, questions his parenting claims, and hands down a hard sentence. Let's get into it.
Back on the record in 2022 CR 5993 and 2018 CR 5502 State versus Jaylen Collins. And State, I believe you were reading the violations in cause number 2018 CR 5502. If you could read the violation, please.
In Bear County, Texas, the defendant Jaylen Michael Collins did then and there fails to attend and provide verification of social support / Alcoholics Anonymous / Narcotics Anonymous meetings for the month of January 2025 as directed in violation of condition number 18.
So did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 18, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 8 years in the prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 18?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there proposed agreement?
There is not an agreement.
State, what are you requesting?
Amend conditions for status followed by aftercare, moral reclamation therapy, weekly reporting for 90 days, twice weekly DUAs for 90 days after completion of aftercare, enrollment in Project Quest, and residence in a sober living facility for a minimum of 1 year.
All right, and defense, what are you asking for?
Judge, Mr. Collins would like to address the court on a couple of issues, Judge.
Sure, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is Michael Collins, and
Well,
Jaylen
Well-
Michael Collins.
all right. So why are you not doing your sober support meetings?
I was doing my sober support meetings, ma'am.
Did you provide proof?
I did not provide proof, ma'am. I had gotten robbed from my paperwork. I had gotten robbed from my paperwork and my phone. That is also why I wasn't able to do the hotline. I was homeless at the time of these all this was happening when I first got out. And
Well, no, I mean, you've been on probation and I gave you deferred. And then there's a motion to revoke your probation. So this is is this his second motion to revoke or third motion to revoke?
Second, Judge.
All right, this is your second motion to revoke. And all of it is about you doing drug testing. It doesn't appear to the court that you are appropriate for probation.
I was still submitting drug tests for my probation officer after that, and I was passing my drug test.
Is this true?
Judge, I don't have any indication. The last drug test we have is March. Well, that was a no-show. The last negative was January.
Yes.
In January, I was reporting, and I was still taking my drug test. The hotline, my phone, and my paperwork had gotten stolen multiple times,
Mhm.
and that is why I didn't report to the hotline. I talked to my probation officer about this. We communicated about this, and also me trying to get myself back on my feet at the time, and
Mhm.
having to report to the hotline and take a drug test, a drug test every week plus a random drug test. A job is really difficult that's gonna carry those stipulations off for a random drug test is very hard to keep. I would also like to say, ma'am, that I'm hoping community because I have a 5-month-old son and a 5-year-old daughter that
I don't know why people don't think about these things when they're picking up cases, that they have children to support. Because you say your child is 5 and what else?
5-year-old daughter and a 5-month-old son.
All right, so 5 years old. And that means that you were placed on probation in 2023, correct?
Yes.
So if you do the math and you have a 5-year-old, That means that 5-year-old was in the world when you committed these offenses.
Yes,
Okay. So why were you not thinking about your 5-year-old at that time when you were committing these offenses?
I was, that's,
That's what people do. People tend to come in and want to use their children as sympathy points when they were in the real world. I'm sure their children did not see them for birthdays. They were not taking their children to the parks, taking to them to school and reading books. They were committing offenses. And now when it's probation time, that's when people want to bring their children out. It's similar to when people have done nothing to support their child through their school years, but the next time when their child walks across stage, they want to tell everybody and their mother, that's my baby. Or when you see all of these celebrities who they say their father was never in their life, or either you see these people who are now basketball stars making millions of dollars. Here comes the no account father, no account mother who wants to say, that's my baby. I've always been there for them. And the child wouldn't even be able to pick them out of the lineup. And so now you're coming to me for sympathy because you have a 5-year-old and a 3-month-old. And I don't even 3-month-old. That means that in your situation where you're struggling, you decided to bring another child in this world that you cannot financially support and you don't have your life together. You did that. And are these children have the same mother?
Yeah.
All right. So she knew what she was doing. I don't understand it, but that's where we are. I don't think you're appropriate for probation. I'm not going to continue on probation. So does anybody want to speak to sentence? I'm going to revoke him in each cause number.
Judge, we would ask the court to minimize the prison time.
All right, this is what the court will do. In each cause number, the court is going to revoke. State, what are you asking for time?
8 years, Judge.
You go from 8 years to wanting him to be continued on probation? I mean, well, these are questions I'm asked. I'm just wondering what the thought process is because y'all say you want him to be continued on probation. I'm saying it's not appropriate. And now we're at 8 years. All right, why are we at 8 years?
That is his underlying sentence, and since Mr. Collins does not seem to be motivated to solve whatever problems that he has, the underlying sentence seems appropriate given the circumstances.
All right, in each cause number, the court is going to sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. The court will recommend the therapeutic community. And let me see if there's any restitution. All right. And both cause numbers will run concurrently. We can go off the record. Here's the thing with regards to the therapeutic community, you're going to have to request it. I have no jurisdiction over them to force you into the program, but you do have a drug problem. It's clear to the court that you have a drug problem. I've tried to help you solve that. You didn't take advantage of it. Once you're released from prison, if you cannot find a place to help you maintain your sobriety, come back here. If I'm still here, I'll pick up the phone, call the place that can help you. You understand?
definitely.
All right, good luck to you.
Um,
Yes.
What's it called? I was gonna ask, ma'am, did you say I give my back time too?
Yes, you'll get credit for any time that you've served. You're welcome.
Maybe excuse.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. See you in the next video. Take care and stay strong.